Hello Internet, and welcome to what will probably be a very short video about a new feature in Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Well, actually it's not a new feature per se, it is an improvement of an old feature that I don't think many people were actually using. Specifically, we will be talking about the AutoDrive functionality in the game. In case you don't know, you can auto walk or auto drive to a location from the map screen. By default, I believe this is the capital W key. This will lay out a path for you. You can see that in the exclamation point leading to your location. And pressing Y again on the same tile will initiate the auto move ability or function, whatever you want to call it. Now for walking, this works in most places and is generally pretty decent at getting you through any terrain. For driving a car, however, it is limited to roads, although I believe there is also AutoDrive functionality for boats as well. I don't know how it handles the transition between land and water, but it is something that I believe works on boats as well. And despite all of the improvements that were made over the last week, that is what we're talking about now, as of this recording, they still cannot path over bridges. So if you're trying to drive over a bridge, that simply does not work. Now, all of that said, auto move in general is a fantastic feature that makes some of the tedious walking around a little bit easier. Now, I don't use it much, mostly because I forget that it exists, but it is a cool thing nonetheless. Driving, however, has always been in a bit of a rough spot, and I've always viewed this as a work in progress. Previously, even mostly clear roads could leave you swerving back and forth, and sometimes you would impact other vehicles, which is of course pretty dangerous. Today, however, I am pleased to say that some folks were working on this. Now, the main PRs seem to be from L-Tank. I don't know if there were other people involved, so I'm just shouting out the person that I think did the most work. So I don't really know, but it looks like this person did a lot to improve auto driving in the game. More specifically, it seems to be a better driver than probably about 90% of players. I have yet to see the new system crash into anything and is overall just a massive improvement to the way that it works. Now, you can look at these PRs if you'd like. I'll link at least one of them in the description down below, but I won't lie, it's pretty technical stuff. And since I am a big smooth-brained idiot, rather than talking about the system, I thought I would just demonstrate it with a fancy obstacle course. Now, I've laid out some obstacles here on the road and we're going to see how AutoDrive handles it. I was going to post a before and after comparing the new system to the old system running the same course, but frankly the old system either would simply not drive the course or it would crash shortly after trying, so we're just going to show off the new system. Now, I've placed simple obstacles at first, just a few cars in the road, should be no problem at all, but as we progress things get just a little bit more complicated. After a bit, we narrow things down to the point where I myself could not navigate through. Now, I tried driving this course on my own a couple times and found it extremely frustrating, frankly, very frustrating, because I'm a big idiot and driving is pretty difficult. And by the time we reach the finish line, the margin for error is very small. So, question is, can the AutoDrive make it through? Well, let's find out. I'm probably going to put some music on this part, but I suspect it'll only last about 4 seconds, so enjoy 4 seconds of music. And also when auto-traveling, I do find that it skips frames, so it might look a little bit jumpy, but I'll see what I can do about that in editing. So here we go, let's do this. And look at that, Internet, no issue at all. The AutoDrive handled my obstacle course like an absolute pro. Better than a pro even, because I do think most players would struggle to get through something with such tight turns. Now, as I said, this driving is actually probably better than most of us. Most of us average players probably could never compete with this system, and there are still some issues that need to be ironed out, like the inability to drive over bridges. But in general, this is a massive improvement over the old system. So I would encourage you to go out and try this new AutoDrive system. It's not super great for trying to travel through an area with a lot of monsters. You know, their movement can hurt that pathing that it does, but it's still pretty great. Now, I would use this mostly for return trips back to base once you've kind of cleared an area or you know it's relatively safe. So it should cut down on some of that tedium of driving back yourself, and from what I have seen, you really no longer need to worry about surprise collisions. Like I said, I have yet to see the new system impact anything at all, so I think just in general, Worst case scenario, it will probably shut itself off and you'll have to resume driving manually. So that's it for the video, internet. I just saw this thing and I thought it would be fun to put together an obstacle course. Wasted a bunch of my time spawning in vehicles, why not, you know, and lava. I put lava in. I just haven't seen lava in the game in an eternity. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Go out and try this new AutoDrive system. See if it is to your liking. It can save you a lot of key presses. And I, of course, will be back with more content in the near future. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.